Top 5 mistakes advanced or experienced players in Union Arena make. Number 1, greedy mulligan. So what this means is basically that you want to look at your hand and is this a playable hand? So we have 2 0 drops, but if you look a bit deeper, you'll notice that we don't really have a clean curve. So we don't have any 1 drops, 2 drops, basically no way to get to be able to play our 3 drops, which we have a lot of. However, this is a hand that I would personally keep because the alternative is not having a playable hand, which is definitely worse. So something to consider is that you want to keep this hand because you have about 2 turns to draw into another 0 or 1 drop, especially if you can extra draw to get to be able to play 3 cost cards. So definitely keep this hand because otherwise you might get this type of hand if you mulligan away, and this is a sad boy hand, so try to avoid that. Number 2, not drawing first. So what this means is that if these are the 3 cards in your hand that you can play, the order of which you want to play them, if you have full energy, is definitely the card that allows you to draw first. The main reason for this is that if you draw first, you can be able to see a card that you would otherwise play that you couldn't if you played it the draw card last. So definitely play your draw cards first so that you can possibly change the cards that you play for this turn. Number 3, forgetting to extra draw or AP draw when lacking possible plays. So what this means that if we look at this board, this is turn 3 and you have a total of 3 action points, but unfortunately you only have 2 playable cards because you only have 3 energy. So the idea is that you want to use your extra draw, so you use an extra point to draw an extra card, and look at here, we have a card, a 3 cost Suzaku, that would be a better play than the 0 cost Suzaku, so you end up having a better play instead of basically playing a worse card and not drawing an extra card. So this is something you want to plan for in case you only have 2 possible plays to take that extra draw at the beginning of the turn. Number 4, not setting up your board for your potential life triggers. So what this means is that you want to set up your energy lines so that on your opponent's turn, if they decide to attack, you can definitely get some better life triggers out of your life. So for example, if you play it this way on turn 3, you're setting yourself up for 5 total energy. And this is important for this specific deck because you have raid cards that can come out of your life that are 4 energy. So for instance, on your opponent's turn, your cards untap and then you get hit for life. Basically, you're not defending, and boom, you get either a Yuji raid card or Sukuna raid card that can raid onto the 0 cost Yuji. So you basically save yourself an action point for next turn and you get yourself ahead. So this is something to consider because if you had played it this way, you would only have 3 energy. And if you had gotten a Yuji or Sukuna raid from life, you basically have to add it to hand, so you're definitely a bit behind. Number 5, not playing around opponent's triggers. So this definitely could be its own video, but you always want to think about what your opponent can get off their life triggers. The most common one you want to play around is the final trigger. So if they have only 1 life at the end and you have the possibility of getting at least 2 attacks in, you want to try to do that to potentially play around a final trigger. Other things to think about are special triggers. So as we talked about in the previous video, you want to always attack highest to lowest to play around a potential special trigger. But specifically for some colors like blue, they have their own color triggers that only activate if there's a specific BP, so 3,500 or less BP. So this is something you want to think about when attacking. And same thing for color trigger, it sidelines a character that is 2,500 or less. So definitely just something to think about when attacking. So you may want to sequence your attacks in a specific order in case you want to play around these life triggers. So thank you for watching, and like and subscribe for more videos.